What's up, Yeousch Sports? This is Tony, and I'm back again with some more Madden 12 NFL Superstar with my character Tony Reynolds. And I've gotten a couple of questions since that first commentary posted. I guess it would have been today or yesterday. I guess it would be now. First of all, the name. Is it my real name or not? No, it's not my real name. Tony is my first name, but Reynolds is a name. It's the last name of a friend of mine, a really, really close friend of mine. He's like a brother to me, and I thought it would be nice to honor him by using that last name, and it kind of went with the first name. So I was like, okay, cool, that works. I was kind of hoping, and I don't know about you guys. Oh man, that was a horrible deflection. With like Road to the Show and MLB 11, you can have commentated names, and I was kind of hoping that that would be the same case with Madden 12, but they don't have any color Look at these drop passes. This is insane. They don't have color commentators for the franchise, or the NFL Superstar. What they have is this weird, like, coaches calling in through the headset, which, I mean, it's a cool idea, but I don't think it was executed very well because it's the same thing. It's just like, you know, you'll hear like a, you know, and then that's like the breaker thing, you know, we got their name, you know, let's go ahead and run the ball in the middle. You hear that kind of stuff, and it gets old after a while because of the simple fact that it's the same thing, you know? I mean, of course they're going to, you know, I threw a pick right there. That sucks. Of course it's going to be the same thing, but I thought they could vary it some, and then maybe, like, change it up as your player gets better, but it's pretty much the same damn thing, you know? So that, and then the other question that I've gotten, like, via PM, why the Bengals? You know, why not, if you're a San Diego Charger fan, why not the Chargers? And my answer to that was, well, because one, I already have a character on the Chargers. Two, I wanted to actually kind of use the whole why not the Tiger thing, and I played as the Bengals. Picked the Bengals, or Tiger Cat, or Bengal Cat. So anyways, that's why the Bengals. And you know what? It's a little bit more of a challenge. The Chargers are a good team, and they play like a good team in this game. And I found out with my other character that I got a little spoiled. Ooh. That's a nice reception by Green. But yeah, I got spoiled because the team was so good, and then playing with the Bengals, which is like, you know, like a 70-something overall rated team. They're not as good, and it's a little bit more of a challenge. And you noticed last game that I got sacked a bunch. This game, I think I get sacked a handful of times. Obviously I threw that pick. So it's just a little harder because the team's not as good. It's not one of the top tier teams. But something I wanted to do for the last episode that I didn't get around to because I was really kind of busy with the introductions, and week 1 had already passed. What I want to start incorporating is a winners and losers segment. So I've got a list here in front of me, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to list out my winners and losers, and I'm going to keep track of these as the season goes along to see how accurate I am about what teams win, what teams lose, and these are just all going on based upon my hunches, based upon what I know about the NFL and what happened last week. So let's get started. I'm going to run through these really quick. Okay, so we got Oakland and Buffalo. I'm picking Buffalo to beat Oakland. From what I saw of the Denver-Oakland game, if Buffalo can stop McFadden, I don't think there's much to the Raiders' offense. I think their defense is a lot better than their offense, that's for sure. So the Buffalo offense has got to be, you know, they got to step it up and play. But ultimately, I don't think that the Raiders' offense is going to prevail. If you can stop McFadden, you can stop that offense pretty cold. Green Bay and Carolina. This is actually going to be a pretty good game. I'm picking Green Bay, Super Bowl champions. You got Aaron Rodgers. I think they're just going to be firing on all cylinders. Cam Newton coming off of a great game last week. I think with 400-something passing yards. He shouldn't expect those every week, and he's not going to get them every week. So I think he's going to have, you know, a rookie game one of these days, and it might come with the Super Bowl champions where he just doesn't perform as well as he did last week because he's going up against a top-tier team. Kansas City and Detroit, I'm picking Kansas City. I know they had an awful game. I think they're going to bounce back from that week 1 loss. That was pretty disgusting. But they're a good team, I think. And here's the thing is I don't know much about Detroit myself, so I'm just going to kind of go with my gut. I know Kansas City a lot better, especially since they're in the AFC West. Then we got Cleveland and Indianapolis. This one was kind of hard for me. I picked Indianapolis. I'm thinking that Kerry Collins, after 1 week of live fire, if you will, I think he's going to get that offense down pat. I think this week he'll have a better showing, especially against a team like the Browns. I mean, that's not to say something bad about the Browns, but I mean, it's the Browns. Tampa Bay and Minnesota. Tampa Bay, Minnesota. Tampa Bay. Minnesota with McNabb. If he has another 39-yard performance like he did against San Diego last week, I don't think he's going to be starting much longer. So I'm going to go with Tampa Bay. I know they have a really young quarterback there, and I think they had a good game. I can't remember. I should have jotted down previous scores, but I did not. Chicago and New Orleans. That's going to be another good game. I'm picking New Orleans. You know, the Saints have got a pretty good offense. Drew Brees is a phenomenal quarterback, former Charger, of course, and Super Bowl champions themselves. Good team. I'm going to pick them to beat the Bears. And to be honest, I'm not much of a fan of Jay Cutler myself. It's just that stems from when he was on Denver, and he's just a little crybaby. And sorry if you guys like Cutler and or the Bears. Jacksonville and Jets. I'm going to go with the New York Jets, who should be renamed to the New Jersey Jets. I'm going with the Jets. I don't see anything good with Jacksonville. They haven't been a good team. I think it was like the last 2 seasons. So we're going to go with the Jets. Was it Mark Sanchez, good quarterback. They got a pretty good team out there. Seattle and Pittsburgh, definitely going with Pittsburgh. Seattle, I don't think Pete Carroll's got everything down yet. I just see Pittsburgh, it's just another good football team. They have been a good football team for a while, and last week's loss was, I think, a fluke. So I think I'm going to pick up. Baltimore and Tennessee, Baltimore's always got good defense, but if you get a guy like Flacco able to continue to play like he has been playing, I think the Ravens are going to beat the Titans. Arizona and Washington, this is another hard one for me. These are 2 teams that I don't know much about. I got the Cardinals and the Redskins. I'm picking the Redskins. I'm going to pick Washington for this game. And just because I know they have they're another team with a young rookie, or I don't think he's a rookie anymore, but a young quarterback. I think he's going to step up. I think they're going to be able to take down Arizona. I know Arizona's got some good wideouts. I think a good quarterback. I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't know much about either of these 2 teams. Dallas and San Francisco. I'm going to pick Dallas. I know Tony Romo is Mr. Choke. He's the Choke Romo. But I think he's going to be able to take down San Francisco. I don't know. That one was another one that was kind of like, I don't know which team is going to be better than. So I'm just going with my gut, Dallas here. It's just my gut reaction. Cincinnati and Denver. I'm picking Denver. I honestly think Kyle Orton is going to step it up as I throw another pick. Kyle Orton's going to step it up. He's a veteran quarterback. I actually am kind of tired of hearing these Denver fans yelling, screaming for Tebow. I don't understand the idea that they want to put Tebow in. I think he's got like 3 starts under his belt, and they're screaming for this guy to start over Kyle Orton, who's got he's a veteran quarterback. And I think last week he showed it when he marched the team down the field, got the touchdown when he needed it, and then the defense couldn't stop McFadden, and of course they lose. Of course he had the interception. Every guy throws an interception. He had a fumble. It was a rainy day. You really can't blame it on him. So those people are saying, the loss was because of Kyle Orton. I disagree. The loss, it's a team effort, but the loss itself, you could pin it on the defense. If they could have stopped McFadden, they could have stopped the Raiders. That's just from what I've seen. All right, so we go Houston and Miami. I'm picking Houston. I don't know where the Texans came from and why they're suddenly a good team the last 2 or 3 seasons. But they're definitely going to be better than Miami. Miami's kind of been a pretty subpar team the last few years. Okay, here's a tough one for me. San Diego and New England. Now, of course, I want my Chargers to win, but we're going up against Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. So my gut reaction is New England. I want to be wrong on this. I've been talking with my coworkers at work today, and we both, all of us, the whole crew of us, think that it's going to be a shootout. And it's going to basically boil down to, can San Diego stop Tom Brady? I think that San Diego's offense is powerful enough to best the Patriots' defense, but it will come down to who strikes first, who strikes last. And we're kind of predicting like a 35-38 kind of a game, something very, very close. But I think New England might squeak this one out. Philadelphia and Atlanta. This one, I've been told, at least on my channel, everyone says this is going to be the game of the week. This is the game of the week. I don't know. Look at that nice catch by Ocho Cinco. I will admit, I'm not much of a fan of Ocho Cinco. I throw over the middle sometimes intentionally to see him get creamed. I know that's probably bad. I don't want to see him get hurt in this game because I need him. But it's just sort of one of those, like, he's got that personality. I like to see people like that get trashed in a video game. So Philadelphia and Atlanta. I think the Falcons, I think Atlanta is going to come out and best the Eagles. And I understand that everyone's like, oh my gosh, Michael Vick's a great quarterback. I think he's more of a scrambler still. He's still a running guy. I don't see him, yet with that pocket presence and that leadership capability. And I could be totally wrong. Because like I said, that's a team I really don't watch as well, the Eagles. And it's kind of fucked up what the Eagles did to McNabb. So, I don't know. I just, when things like that, in my gut, I'd like to see teams like that lose. They really did a number on McNabb, who I think is a good quarterback, especially with that team. And they kind of ran him out of town. So, for that, I think I'd like to see the Falcons win. And lastly, we have got the Rams and the Giants. So we got St. Louis and New York going at it. This was another one. I don't know much about the two teams. I personally would like to see Eli Manning lose because of the way he dissed San Diego when he was drafted. But I'm going to pick the Giants to best the Rams. I don't know much about the Rams except for their quarterback. Oh, God, his name. I'm losing his name right now. But the Rams beat us last season. Although there are some teams that we lost to last season that I'm talking about the Chargers that we shouldn't have lost to in the first place. So I think the Giants are going to beat the Rams. So anyways, that's my picks. I'm going to keep track of them and see how well I do. And I'm crossing my fingers for that. So there's a couple other things I want to actually get onto. And some questions for you guys. What's your favorite NFL team? Is it a home team for you, or are you in an area that doesn't have a football team, like say Las Vegas or whatever? They don't have a football team, so they get to pick their team. They don't get there's no home team, so they can be whoever they want to. And from what I recall, there's a lot of Cowboy fans out there. So, oh, by the way, win into OT right now. I just couldn't get this win, and so now we're into overtime. So, what's your favorite NFL team? And like I said, is it a hometown team for you, or is it a team that you've sort of picked up and acquired and decided to start following, for whatever various reasons? And something I know this is a Madden game, but how many of you guys are more NCAA fans? Not the video game, but actually college sports fans. And if you're a college football fan, who's your team? A good friend of mine, he's from Alabama. He's a big Auburn guy. He graduated from Auburn. And he's got Auburn. He's got orange and blue all over his house, so he's a big Auburn guy. And if I'm not much of a college sports guy, I'll watch every now and again, but I'm definitely an NFL guy. But if I were to pick a team, maybe it'd be San Diego State, but it'd be kind of weird because I feel you have to be kind of affiliated with whatever college you're going to follow. I don't know. That's just the way I think. And I don't know if I'm going to have time. I'm going to ask you guys some other questions. You guys can answer them if you want to. What do you guys think about McNabb? Do you think he should retire? 39 yards in an entire NFL game, that's pretty pathetic. So do you think he's done, or does maybe the next 15 weeks he's got some magic left in the tank? And what do you guys think about Cam Newton? Was his 400-yard game a fluke, or is this sort of a preview of things to come for this guy in the Carolina Panthers? They were a good football team several years ago. And then, like every team, they go through this little life cycle where they're good and then they lose. They just start losing and they're just not so good anymore. What do you guys think about Tom Brady? Can the Patriots keep up a 500-yard game attack, or, are they going to get put in their place too? Tom Brady's a good quarterback. He'll be in the Hall of Fame for sure. But what do you guys think about that? And last but not least, Peyton Manning and the Colts. Are you guys not impressed? Are you guys surprised to see that Peyton Manning is such a big impact on the Colts? I know he's a great quarterback, so it's not really much of a shocker, but did you guys know he was that big of an... I thought you could take any quarterback, put it in that organization, and have some success. Not Peyton Manning's success, because it's Peyton Manning, but some success. And the Colts last week just didn't have it. So I'm kind of hoping they'll turn this around. And then last about Peyton Manning, when do you think he'll be back? So anyway, guys, that's the game. I got 294 points. from this game. I know I threw like 2 picks, a couple of touchdown passes. I should have wrote the stats down. But so for this episode, for attributes, what we're going to do is we're going to put more into throwing accuracy. Now we got up to short passes up to 70. We're going to put some deep pass, some medium pass, I think some on the run up to 43. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll talk to you guys next week.